Hey everyone, welcome back for another week of draft previews here, and excited to get this one kicked off. Our new co-commish who came in at the end of last year, Sean and Fallen Misfits. You excited for yourself here, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I was going through looking at it and making some notes, and I was like, oh, I'm trading more picks than I thought I did to the architect. I think if you looked at my trade history, I think I sent all my picks to the architect like last couple of years.
Yeah, you can't let Brandon use his psychology against you to better himself, so you got to watch out for him.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, looking at my all time record, I'm 43-50. I'm actually surprised it was that good. I was expecting like 30 and 60, something ridiculous. I'm actually surprised it's almost 500. I'm 1-2 in the playoffs all time. I've made two playoffs appearance back-to-back seasons. So, last two seasons I did make the playoffs. I do have that one trophy. I came in third. Divisional titles. I haven't won that division ever. And then my horrible win percentage of 462 gives me 15th place all time, which is, let's be honest, it's crap. But the last two seasons I'm 17-9. So I mean that's a pretty good win percentage. I'll take that one. I'll talk about that one instead of the horrible one.
Yeah, I mean, you do have the third place trophy. I mean, top three finish. That's one takeaway. But yes, 15th all time is dreadful. That's bottom tier. That's relegation material almost. And
Almost, yeah.
you're gonna have to improve on those statistics for sure.
Yeah, I just gotta keep the current streak going. Making the playoffs back-to-back seasons, making three-peat to the playoffs. As you said, yes, sixth place last year. I lost to Joshua, another American division. My best finish was 2019, third place. So I mean, I'm still in the playoffs. I'm there. Looking at moving on to my schedule. Architect, I'm 3-2 against. Uh, and there's some other teams who just beat me. The 12th man Deuce Bombers, your wife, which is always gives me a struggle. The sixth. And then there's a couple teams I'm actually surprised I have a winning record against. Too good for a name, Billsy Bob, 4-0 against Billsy Bob. I was highly surprised against that one. Life Submission 3-2. Templars and I, 4-5. We've been battling since the beginning, always in the same division. Obviously I have a losing record against you, but it's always great when I beat you though. And that's two wins.
Yeah, two rare wins for sure. Your first matchup against Adrian. And yeah, I mean, you do have a winning record against Joshua and Brandon, like you said. And I think you could take that away, at least in the division, because those two teams are fairly recent too. And you've had success against them. So hopefully you can continue that for this year.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Switching over to my keepers, I got Jonathan Taylor, who I think is going to be top 3 running back. CEH, I mean, top 10 to 15. Kenyon Drake, I think he's going to surprise people, honestly. I think he's going to take I think he's going to actually split carries with Josh over in Josh Jacobs over in LV. Amari Cooper, DJ Moore, top wide receiver ones and twos there. Patrick Queen, I think he's a stud, linebacker there. I like my keepers. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you got first and second pick last year, so you got Taylor and Hilaire out of it. The Drake news was not good for you, and the other news that hasn't been good for you is Amari Cooper already, I guess, on the mend in the offseason, and I'm disappointed about that too because I got him in Dynasty.
Yeah.
And DJ Moore, the question mark is there. Sam Darnold, new quarterback, so we'll have to see. But yeah, definitely having 3 running backs, so in the strongest position or the most wanted position definitely helps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Sam Darnold going to Carolina. I was actually hoping he went there. I'm glad he did. Yeah, but I agree with you. The Amari Cooper, him injured per se, is an issue. But hey, it's still early on the preseason. It's only not even July yet. I'm not too worried about that. And then, looking at my picks, I do have 15th overall, which it's okay. I don't have a second or third, which I knew about the second. I was actually surprised about that third. I did trade Stafford for the 6th, so I got that pick there. Don't have a 7th. And then, looking at the middle 10, this is where a lot of my picks are. I was actually surprised. I don't have a 12th, but I got 2 13s, 2 15s, 2 16s, 2 19s, and 3 17s, which, middle of the road. Still taking somewhat flyers there, but hey, it's better than having them in the back nine there. So you're looking at the back nine. I'll have picks in every round except 25th and 29th. So nothing to it's typical.
Couple things I noticed. So some similarities from last week's previews when we did Deuce Bombers, Too Good for a Name. So you're not quite as bad as Deuce Bombers, but you're about the same as Too Good for a Name. And also in the first round there, it's 51 picks after you pick 15th.
Yep.
So, if that's a minute a pick, you have time to go make yourself lunch during the draft. So that's got to make you feel pretty good there. Well, maybe not, but it'd be interesting to see how you can pull off a good draft.
Yeah, I think honestly though, the next the next five previews, I think it's gonna be pretty similar, situation for a lot of those teams though. They're gonna have those missing picks. I mean, it's the problem with, or not really the problem, but what happens when you're trying to win? You're trading those picks away, trying to get better, but you just gotta hope you draft good, next year.
Totally.
Let's move on to Orange Crush. One of those people that I thought was actually going to win the division or win the whole thing last year, and he kind of just sputtered out. Last year he went 9-4. He's 15-11. Lifetime that's 6-7. If year one, that's good enough for 0.577. He did win the division 2020, so he does have that going for him.
Yeah, a team that definitely improved last year. The headline there, smart trade. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers was the best player in fantasy last year, and he traded him for Tua and Claypool. So we'll have to see if that trade will pay off for Adrian here as he continues to try to be one of the better teams.
Yeah, I agree. Looking at his quarterback situation, it is Mahomes and Tua. I'm personally not a big fan of Tua. I might try to trade him and try to get Justin Fields or someone along those lines. I mean, I think Justin Fields is definitely going to be way better, and I think at 11 he could probably pick up Fields at 11. So that's something he might want to look into. His running backs, he does have Aaron Jones, CEH there. And he has okay, rest of the, he has Hines, Duke Johnson, Malcolm Brown. But as you say, he does have Claypool and Johnson and Pittman. He has those young wide receivers that can be studs. I think you're definitely going to look at players there who will get definite potential, yak yards and receptions there. Tight ends are okay. Mark Andrews is good. And Evan Ingram, I'm not really sold on him. OJ Howard. Maybe once Gronk goes away, OJ Howard become good again. I mean, he has the talent. He's just, unfortunately, Gronk's stealing those carries. Anybody who has Patrick Queen, I think, is pretty good for linebackers. And the rest of his defense is not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, when I look at the team, though, I think you're right. It remains to be seen how good he actually is. Aaron Jones, I think, is going to be splitting more time with AJ Dillon, or at least not getting the goal line carries. You got Claypool and Johnson; they're on the same team. So when you're on the bye with Pittsburgh, you're screwed. So yeah, I mean, no DLs there. I don't know what's going on there at defense. He's got a shitload of wide receivers. And I'm not sure if that's the right strategy because you can only dress so many.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You can only dress, I'm max 6. So, 7. I guess you could probably put one in your super flex. So you're only dressing 7. But I think the real question is who, looking at his rest of his roster, that he could keep. Is there anybody else worth really keeping? I don't think there really is, though.
That's a good point.
And looking at his picks, as we talked about, he picks 11th. I think, he's pretty good spot. I think we know what the draft's going to happen. I think we know who he'll be able to pick at 11. If he doesn't, try to get Fields or something along those lines. I think he'll definitely try to be able to get, a good, decent rookie running back who might be RB2 on his team. Who, he's right behind, might get injury. He picks, twice in the fourth round. He has no picks in the 7th. It's what happens when you win. Have a good team. You're picking later, but I mean, there's holes. There's holes in this team, but I don't think there's glaring holes or needs like somebody looking at Philly Miracle Men who have no running backs. He doesn't have those glaring holes in his team, so he's got to hit on those draft picks to repeat.
Yeah, I agree. There isn't many holes there. When I look at his team, though, me and you have talked about how dynasty. It's interesting because it's like you have to see the whole picture strategy. And for me, if he can't get a running back at 11, and most likely, who is it going to be left at that point? It's going to be picked off in early. I would probably be trying to trade out of that pick, to be honest, because really the need is on defense in his team. With all those keepers at wide receiver, he's got a lot of depth there. You don't need another wide receiver. And if that's all who's left and you're keeping Mahomes and Tua, honestly, I'd try to be trading out of that pick, maybe trying to acquire a running back or maybe a really good defensive stud.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I'm always looking at 11, 12, 13. Gainwell's going to be there, I believe. Somebody along those lines, that guy is not going to be, wasn't drafted to be number one, but definitely number two. We can all agree, Williams is not going to be there. Harris is definitely not going to be there. So those guys are going to be there, but it's going to be like the second tier. Or, is he looking for a wide receiver? Can he get Elijah Moore at 11? That's kind of where I'm thinking he might want to lean. But if he is looking at wide receiver, try to trade a couple of those wide receivers to get higher draft picks where you're not picking in the 8th and the 6th and the 5th round. He does have that draft cap. He has those players he can trade to get up. Maybe drop drafting after the 4th round. That's a possibility as well.
Yeah, no, totally. He's got a lot of options there. I think he's a good team, one of the better teams. And but yeah, he's in a bad spot, I think, this year with his round 1 pick for sure.
Oh, for sure. I agree with you.
So next week, we're going to be featuring Life's a Mitch, who I think many of us thought he could have won the LOC last year, got taken out first round. And we're also going to feature Bills Mafia, another team that was dominating during the regular season and Dynasty. Also another one and done team. Can't wait to do those two teams next week.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for next week. And then a couple other pick 2 week after that, especially yours. I believe yours is the week after that in Dynasty. I'm excited to talk about those two teams. Like you said, they're one and done. They're high scoring teams, and nothing happened. Definitely excited for that.
Absolutely. All right. Well, good luck this year, Sean. You're gonna need it, I feel, and I'll probably need it too. So we'll see in a few weeks. Yes.
We'll see. Have a good one, man.
All right, you too.
Bye.